If it's jealousy, I don't fucking want to admit it. But I keep fucking thinking about this guy. Fucking AP the Angel, right? So this guy. So I got this fucking I got this message earlier today, and it's similar to many that I've gotten throughout time, I guess, realistically, or throughout my Instagram time, I should say. And it says, I'm not sure what's actually your post and what are reposts from other accounts. So maybe they really didn't see the post you're referring to. And the thing about it is, so this guy AP, right? He's a fucking artist, right? He's an artist just like me. You go to his page, you see his profile. It says not a public figure. Obviously, he is a public figure. Looking at things, bookings, his emails on his profile. My email actually, the button actually works. So I guess what it comes down to is that's how I kind of feel about this guy's account, right? Like this guy's account, I kind of feel like I don't know what's his post and what are reposts. Like right there, that it's coming soon thing. You may not be able to hear it, but I know just from going to other people's accounts that could easily be something that he's reposting from somewhere else. But even if it's not like tagging the post, you know what I mean? And like you go, this is his reels. So his reels are kind of like, I guess the point being, when I go to his, if you end up clicking between like the grid to the real grid to the IGTV grid, I realize that there is a difference there where it's a little bit, it is easier than maybe on my account to kind of tell the difference, what's his or what isn't, right? But not really in the sense of like, so if I'm actually going through his art though, so I guess this is what happens in my head, right? So if I'm going through his photos, right? To me, if I'm going through his photos, I'm confused more than anything else what's his and what isn't, unless I spend some time on it, right? Like right now, so you'll see that he's got a kind of, that's kind of like an architecture kind of photo, right? And it's a different style. It's not, it doesn't seem consistent enough to be like, oh wait, that really could have been a repost. That could have been something else. Just like this one, it's at first glance doesn't necessarily go with at least what was my first impression of him as a photographer. But then, then I see something like this and it's like, all right, well, no, that starts making sense, right? So long story short on it is, when I get a message like that I got from this person where it's like, I'm not sure what's actually your post and what are reposts from other accounts, um it makes me fucking it, like I said, I don't know if it's jealousy or what, but it drives me fucking crazy, because then it's like I can look at somebody's like this guy's account, you know what I mean, where it's like it's also pretty much a lot of the same shit, in the sense of he's an artist. He's basically selling photographs, basically the same shit as me. A lot of things are just various things around the city of New York. But then he has a lot of his own little posts. He doesn't, he's definitely not, at least not posted on his account. Doesn't seem as if he's dealing with the type of things that I'm dealing with in my personal life. But also doesn't seem as if he was, he wouldn't. Sure, I end up posting about a more variety of things, you know what I mean? Like what I end up noticing, even just on his account, what I end up doing is a lot of things that people would end up doing as a story, like I end up doing as a post. Simply because again, mine is more, very simply, if AP wanted to, it doesn't seem as if anybody would be confused. For him, he's just jotting down his thoughts throughout the day. You know what I mean? Like, or what I am doing is that. And if he was doing that as well, it doesn't seem as if it would still become that difficult for people to differentiate between what is his post and what is not his post. If, like I said, for no other reason of that, like what I find interesting is that what I find more difficult to differentiate what is his post and what isn't his post, or are the art posts, not necessarily the other type of posts. And so I don't know. I just want to get this fucking out real quick, because obviously I know there's a difference too, in the sense of like he's throwing his face out there, so it makes it a little different. Of like, oh, you can obviously differentiate one thing or the others up to in that point, but realistically, I guess what it comes down to me, it just seems anybody who has any amount of education or experience in the arts, which is somewhat necessary to to kind of, at the very least for my account, you know what I mean? Like, it is very much the kind of account that it's like, if you're not into the arts, if you don't understand the arts, you don't want to be around the arts, then it is not necessarily the kind of account for you. Even though I may end up doing, I end up posting things about politics or my thoughts about other things like the universe or religion or whatever. That is because as an artist, I have chosen to do that. Plain and simple. Other artists don't do that. I am not, I'm not blaming them for that, but it's just so, yeah. I don't want to go more in that. It's just more that it's fucking driving me crazy. It's driving me crazy, and I want to get this out real quick. AP the Angel, you end up seeing this and you got any fucking suggestions? Fucking let me know. But at the same time, it's also that shit too, where it's like, I'm not trying to be like nothing about it, but it's also like, there's a couple people in New York like this, like him. I haven't come across anybody else in San Francisco doing anything like I'm doing. I'm also not necessarily focused on the art shit as if it's more important than the things going on in my personal life. But yet people are focusing on the art shit as if that is the more important thing. And so, that's also what is confusing, because then it's like, one thing I don't know or I just don't know. I don't know how to proceed. It's like, am I supposed to hide my art now then? So then, like, just act like there's no art whatsoever. So then maybe people can take other fucking posts seriously. Like, it doesn't make any sense, because realistically, that's what I'm saying. That's what's driving me crazy. Like, if I go through a kind of like a person like his account, I know that it takes a certain amount of intelligence and education and just experience and knowledge and things like that to be able to navigate and understand the certain kind of boundaries that are existent in his account and what is what. But it is possible, and people are acting as if like it's not even possible on my account, which doesn't make any sense, because somebody like him at the very least would be able to say, this is where my boundary is. And even like that DM that I got it's not really differentiating to me like where exactly the fucking boundary is for that person. So I don't know exactly what it means, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure what's actually your post. Cool, but like you were sure of one, you know what I mean? Like, at the very least in this particular exchange with this person, they were sure what was my post and what wasn't. Or either that, or they don't believe me to be a true artist. So what's also kind of, it's not shown there. It's like, this person's also saying like, yo, thanks for what you do in the arts. And I'm like, so, all right. So again, that means that's what's driving me fucking crazy. That means that you very much do understand what is the difference between one post in my account and what's a different type of post. So you have been able to differentiate the different types of posts in my account. So it's like, it's like, I don't want to call you a liar, but then it's like, but you are actually kind of lying at this point. And I do need to address it, because A, you shouldn't be lying to me. Plus, if you don't think that you're lying to me, or you don't want to be a liar, then we should be able to address it, right? So anyway, fucking it just now brought up even fucking other shit. But happy fucking Saturday, AP. If you fucking see this shit, like I said, yo, because I know that I saw you post that, like, if somebody was in New York, you would teach them how to do a certain shot, yo. I'm not in New York, but maybe you could teach me, or at least give me some fucking advice or thoughts on, like, how to fucking get these people to fucking understand the difference between what is a photo post that I did, like an art post, and some fucking post that I'm doing because I'm actually looking for fucking help for serious shit. So anyway, enjoy.